Bags down, spikes on. Welcome to the track. Hi, my name's Colin Weitzman. I'm going to be your host for this episode of Track World News presented by Track Barn. And today we have an extended cut for our NCAA preview. We're going to be going over every single event with a variety of different guests. And in this segment, we're going to be talking about the sprints with a friend of the show, Matthew Parker of MJPTV. So we're going to be breaking down everything going on. Matt, how you doing, man?
Man, I'm feeling good. I'm ready to see some fast times. I think indoors NCAAs this year is going to be the meet to watch. It's going to be great this year. I think we have some good battles, so let's get into it.
For sure. Let's definitely get started here. And to begin, we'll start on the men's side with the 60 meters. So for me in the goal position, I got Michael Williams. I mean, of Oregon. I just don't believe that Terrence Jones running right now. I know he has he tied for the national record, but Michael Williams is just so consistent. We see him do it. We saw him do it at nationals last year. We see him do it at the Olympic trials. Like, he's an Olympian. He's been able to do it throughout the entire season this year. I got him winning it, and I don't think it'll be necessarily close in regards to a 60-meter race.
No, I totally agree. I have Micah winning because he's just a pro who's masquerading as an Oregon Duck. Like, we all know he's a Nike pro. It's just a matter of time when he signs the contract. But yeah, he's on a different level. Terrence Jones got away with a sneaky false start. That's why he's number one in the nation. So I personally think Michael will be the only one to go sub 6'5". I think he'll produce an excellent time. I think it will be 6:47. That's what I'm predicting for Michael.
Yeah, it would be cool. I mean, he has a chance to potentially run a world lead, or even break that. Obviously, it's a 6:45 right now. It would be he would have to run a 6:44, which is within the realm of possibility for him. Obviously, it's crazy fast, but the fact that you're even in that conversation is something crazy enough. For me, I'm going to DeAndre Swint coming in at second place, FSU guy, 6:53. The biggest issue or concern for me is that same thing with my third place guy. He hasn't finished a race since January 15th. So he has gone a very long time since he's finished a race. And so that's going to play a factor. Like, is it going to be that you're rusty, or is it going to be that you're fresh because you haven't raced in so long? We'll have to see. But it is definitely not something you love to see if you're a track fan or a coach.
Well, for my silver medal position, I'm going with blessed and highly favored Ashi, Tennessee freshman. I definitely think they're going to be the class of the rest of the field, essentially the best of the rest. Freshmen, I expect big things from them. It's really going to come down to their execution of their race model. If they get the start I think they can get, Terrence Jones doesn't have a shot. So, but I do have Terrence Jones in my bronze medal position. I don't expect to see a 6:47 or a 6:46 from him. Probably a 6:55, 6:54. And then for favor, I think 6:51 is in the realm of possibility.
Yeah, I got Jones in my bronze spot. Like I said, with Swint, he hasn't finished a race he hasn't finished an individual race since his time at Texas Tech. He had
his 4x4 time.
Yeah. he had a 4x4 that he's ran, and then he ran a 200, which he didn't finish. And so once again, it's like, I just don't have a lot of stuff to go off of. And the last time that I have to go off of is a potential false start. He did run a 10.53 in the prelim of that. So that was clean. So that is that. The reason I didn't have Ash going in the medal spot is because of his false start at SECs last week. And so I think that if you're false starting at SECs, you're a freshman, like, I wouldn't be too surprised if he kind of takes a hesitant start here where he's like, crap, like, I don't want to false start again. Like, let me just, maybe doesn't get out as fast because he's maybe worried about, false starting at the biggest meet of his college career so far. So that's why I had him just outside the top three.
And I'm going to push back on that a little bit, just because I think the coaching staff at Tennessee is so elite that they'll be able to say, hey, it's just one race. Remember, SECs doesn't really matter. It's not like we were going to come in there and the team was going to be national or SEC champions. Your time, you've already qualified for NCAAs. It's just one race. And as a sprinter, you can't really have that mindset of, I hope I don't false start. Like, no sprinter goes into the race like that. So if favor is shown favor, they're getting second. It's right in stone, man. Writing's on the wall. You see, I got to get all my biblical references out.
Yeah. I think it's hard. It's easy to say like, oh yeah, it's just don't think about it. But remember, he's a freshman. He's 18, 19 years old and going into now the biggest race of his career. And the race, literally the last time he stepped on a track, he false started. And so like, I think it's easy to say, oh yeah, don't worry about it. It didn't matter. But I know in the back of his mind, because I know in the back of my mind, whenever I had a bad meet the week before and I go into the biggest meet of my career, it's like, crap. Is this going to be bad?
Is this a legacy meet for Faber then to really show what he's made of? Like
I think this is a big meet for him. Like if he does really well, then I think that's going to really kind of shoot him into the atmosphere and he'll have a fantastic outdoors. And like, this can also be something where if it's a false start or if it's a bad race, like that could potentially impact, the way that his season goes, which like, because track is such a mental sport and people don't think of it like that. And so if you have 2 bad races in a row, like that can snowball. I mean, when he ran the 6.52, he ran a 7.89 in the final. Like he's had some times where he's ran really, really well. And that sometimes where he hasn't done the best. Like once again, he's just a freshman and I hope that he does well. I hope everyone does well, but I don't know. It's going to be tough coming off of, something like that.
And we're just going to have to wait and see, man. 60.
Exactly.
You never know. Someone might sneak in there.
Exactly. Next, want to hop on over to the 200. For me, I got Lance Lang of Kentucky, winning time of 20.
Blasphemy. You blasphemer. Stop right there. Come on, man.
I told you.
You know his name. What's my nname?
What?
What's my name?
Matthew.
No, get
out of here. No.
You know.
No, we're going with, let me tell you why. I'm going with Lance Lang because so a trend for me is going to be, when did you last PR? And he last PR'd at SECs. He won. No, he came in. No, did he come in second or did he win SECs? I can't remember, but he
won because Boling didn't run the 200.
And so I think having that momentum is going to be huge. And like, he also has.
I'm gonna stop you right
Wait
there.
a minute. No, he also has the best PR in the Open 200 in the field. He has a 20.08 in the field compared to Matthew Boling, who hasn't ran that time yet. So he has the
those who do not learn their history are doomed to repeat it. What did Terrence Laird do last year? Won SECs, had a better outdoor PR, and what still happened?
He got outleaned at the line. You're right. He got
by who?
By Matthew Boling.
What's his name?
Matthew Boling.
So what's going to happen again this year? Those who do not learn their history are doomed to repeat it. Matt Boling is going to be champion. His 200 this year is unmatched, and he's been running 400s and 4x4s. I know Lance Lang has 2, but I can't see it happening. He's worked on his technique. His relaxation is there in the last 50 meters. I mean, Lance Lang is going to push him to the wire. Like it's going to be a close race. Like Boling is not going to blow him out, but if he keeps his head and executes like he has been, Boling has this title.
Yeah, I mean, and you said it right there for the reason why I have Boling at second here. And that's because he's doing a million things. He's doing the 60, he's doing the 200, he's doing long jump, and he's doing the 4x4. That is a lot of running for anyone. We know he's the Swiss Army knife of track and field, but I think that if there's going to be a race where he's going to be feeling it the most, it's the 200. The long jump, you're going to be fine. That's easy. The 60, it's just a 60. The 200, outside the 4x4, which is the last event you're running on adrenaline, I think that's where it's going to eat at him the most because it's just at that right time where it's going to be, a lot of stuff's going on. He's going from long jump to the 200, whatever it is. So that's why I got him at second because he's doing so much. And we got a guy who's going to be fresh because he's doing the 200 and then the 4x4. So that's why I got him.
Okay, hey, we'll just have to wait and see. But for my silver medal position, I actually went with Javonte Harding because I think North Carolina A&T is going to be on the mission, man. Right now, he's sitting in third, I think, and I think Coach Ross is going to bring the best out of his entire team to win this national title this year. This is their best chance at indoors, so I think they're going to give it everything they have. If Javonte ends up winning, I'd be shocked because I think, like you said, either Lang is going to win or Boling is going to win. But I think if Javonte does what I think he can do, he can sneak in there and get second. I don't think he can win, but I think his best result can't be second. So I'm broadcasting or forecasting that. And Lance Lang, he's going to be third. Kenny Leitner, he's an amazing sprinter. I know his coach. He's going to be best of the rest in fourth place. So Kentucky with a 3-4, man, it's going to be a great race.
Yeah. For me, I was juggling between Javonte and Kenny. I ended up saying I think Kenny's going to be getting the bronze medal there. Coming in third at SECs. He's on the 4x4. He's got a lot of strength. So he's going to be coming through, and I think that he'll just be able to get his way in there. Javonte doesn't have as much experience at these high levels compared to Kenny. I like his speed. I like his strength. So I think.
Are they both sophomores though? I think they're both sophomores.
Okay, that might have been from this year. I was looking at something like he didn't.
Kennedy has run a bunch of races. I haven't. Been keeping up with Javonte as much. So he might have ran a few more, but I think Kennedy definitely has a bit more experience.
Yeah. Cool. 400. So we both have Randolph Ross, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
No arguments here.
Don't have to talk about that too much. It's obvious. There's a few of those where we can just say, okay, this person's winning, right? Okay, and keep going. 44.83, Olympian, one of the best sprinters right now. It stinks that he's not going to be doing the 200 also, because I think if he put his name in the hat for the 200, then we're getting into some real crazy stuff. But yeah, he's clearly the best person in this field.
Absolutely. No question about it.
So the real discussion, second place. Who do you have in second?
Second place, I'm going with the guy who whooped up on me senior year. Both of us were seniors, and he dropped a 46 on my head. Champion Allison. This guy, he's a Houston native, went to George Ranch High School. He's the truth, man. Like he went 45 at state our senior year. He's a different animal, man. I've been running against him probably most of my youth career. He's different gravy, but Randolph Ross is just a tier ahead, and so he'll come away with a silver medal. He just transferred from Alabama to Florida. I think he'll have an instant impact with the Gators, picking up a silver medal. Yeah,
Florida's got some crazy 400-meter runners this year. Just like you, I have him at second. I originally had my third. I was debating between this person and him for second place. I ended up switching it at the last minute, having Champion go in second. And for my third place guy, I have Elijah Godwin coming out of.
Hey, same list.
There
hey,
we go.
Great minds think alike. Man, Godwin, that's another guy who whooped up on me at Nationals. We hand off the stick. Godwin was in second. We were in third. He ended up, his team won Nationals that year in 2016. Georgia Elite, our team ended up getting second, the Wings. So these are two guys I know and have experience with. So I'm just like, I know the kind of competitors these guys are. I know Randolph Ross is a goon. So like, I don't see anyone really beating them. If anyone does, my dark horse would be Ryan Willie, just because he's another Florida guy. Like you said, they have a bunch of great 400 runners. So if there is a dark horse outside these top three, it is Ryan Willie.
Yeah. For me, because Elijah Godwin, like just seeing him cross the line at the 4x4 and just like being able to take it home and bring home that victory for the team, like that was huge. And so I think he'll be able to bring that into the 400 coming along here. Next, I'm going to 60-meter hurdles. So for me, I got easy win, Trey Cunningham. It shouldn't even be close. Number 2 all-time FSU guy. He's running the top. He's got, I think it's the third fastest time in the world right now. So it's clear victory for me. That's one of those easy wins for this one.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, Trey Cunningham, he's another one of those people who's just a pro masquerading as a FSU, a Seminole. Man, he's on a different level. I really wanted to see him at Worlds, but I know he's going to prioritize NCAAs, but he's different gravy, man.
Yeah. crazy speed. I'm excited to see if he'll be able to challenge that 3.5 for that. What is 7.35 by Grant Holloway? For me, I got next a little bit of bias here. Eric Edwards of LSU with the 760 SEC champion. He got fifth last year in the 60-meter hurdles. Got injured in the 110-meter hurdles outdoors, but he gave me the sign. Gave me the autographed jersey. I got it here. I got to pick him. A little bit of bias, but he's definitely one of those top guys for sure.
No, I understand. I actually have him at my bronze medal position because that's another one of my Houston guys. I'm just saying, H-Town, Speed City, you know what I'm talking about? But Eric, he's been one of those people who's went to Oregon, transferred to LSU. He's had a great kind of rejuvenation of his career at LSU. I definitely think this will be one of the things that pushes him forward into outdoors if he can medal here. If he doesn't, I think it can hold him back slightly, but I think he's such a tough competitor. He'll succeed anyway. So since I revealed my bronze medal, Leonard Mastari, he's definitely going to get second place for sure. I don't think anyone is going to nip that off him. Coach Ross is going to have him going over hurdle 1, 2, and 3 smoothly. As long as he can finish over 4, 5, and 6, he's good.
Yeah, for me, so I got someone neither of us have talked about. I've got Devin Brooks coming in at the bronze medal spot of Clemson. I think one big reason why is he races against Trey Cunningham a lot. And so he's going up against this guy that is running NCAA record caliber times every single week almost. And so when you're running against that guy, that's going to only help you pull yourself to a faster time potentially. And so I think that he'll be able to get a big PR, hopefully potentially, get in that low 7.5 range and be able to get the bronze medal potentially.
I think that's something that goes underappreciated in track and field too. When you get beat so many times by one person, it just fuels you. And it's like you reach this level you could have never hit before on your own. Because it's like, how do I beat this person? And you almost like when you're a crazy competitor, these people will break down, okay, over hurdle 4, they're consistently weak, or I know his start isn't the best. So if I can get ahead of them and then just be ahead at hurdle 4, I got a shot, right? If they're doing what I think they can in preparation, hey, anything can happen.
Exactly. Yeah, it should be a good race. Like I said, could we see an NCAA record go down? Will he beat Grant Holloway's 7.35?
I give it a 50-50 shot. Actually, he has great odds.
Cool. That's if you're ever 50-50 at getting a record, you're in a good space. Closing out the men's side, we have the 4x4. Let's hear it. Who do you have winning the 4x4? This is close. This might be one of the closest and most toss-up races, I think.
It all comes down to the first legs. So I think who's ever first leg gets their team in front, that team is most likely going to win. So with that, with Matthew Boling being tired from doing all those races and jumping, I have Florida winning. They have too much depth. They can put a fresh 400 sprinter on first leg. Boling is going to give it everything he has, but I definitely think Florida's walking away with this victory.
Cool. So let me tell a little story before I say my pick. So 3 years ago, I guess about 5 years ago now. Geez, because when I was a junior in college, our conference championship came down to the 4x4. We had to win by 3 places in order to get it. And with that, we had our guy who was the best in our conference, DJ Workoff. He had done 5 events already. So he was a decathlete. He did like the 100, 200, long jump, high jump, or in another event, whatever it was. And so this was going to be his 6th event. And so he was tired as everything. And our coach was like, look, we need to win. We need you to do this. And it didn't matter how tired he was. He still put together a crazy leg, even though he was traditionally a 100-meter sprinter. And he ended up getting the win because what propelled him over the finish line was that team championship. And so I think what's going to play a huge factor is the fact that this is going to define who will win the team championship, really. It's going to be super close. And so that's why I got Georgia winning, because I think it's going to come down to who wins this 4x4. NC State or North Carolina A&T, Arkansas, or Georgia. And I think Georgia is going to be the one that's in the lead here and needs to win to hold on. So that's why I got them winning it, because I think the fact that Matthew Boling has the opportunity to play superhero, I think he's going to do it.
Yeah, and Georgia has a ton of motivation. I think Florida was upset because I think Florida went into SECs thinking they were going to beat Georgia, and Georgia came out on top. You know, they have another freshman from Houston, you know, Bryce McCray, you know, another Houston guy. I'm just saying. But he did an excellent leg, you know, product of Greater Houston Track Club. Shout out to them. But I just think Florida, you know, Coach Holloway is going to have those guys ready to go. I mean, Champion Allison, he almost got gobbled. If he timed his lean better at SECs, Florida would have won. So I just think with all those factors combined with Boling adding the 200, which he didn't have to do at SECs, I think just puts Florida just ahead of Georgia. I have Iowa coming in third. Iowa's always there. They're the one team you're just
who was second and so you got Georgia second and then Iowa third?
Yes. I don't think North Carolina A&T has a Trevor Stewart like they did last year for their 4x4. So I have them coming in fourth. I mean, Randolph Ross is going to do, you know, the best he can, Javante Harding, but I don't see them meddling this year.
And so I got North Carolina A&T coming in second because, like I said, like I think that they're going to be in a very good position to potentially win a championship. And they know that. They know that this is their last year to do it right now. Like they're going to have to wait at least another 2 cycles. Like Randolph Ross isn't going to be in college with them the next time they're going to have an opportunity to win an indoor title. And I think they all know that because 3 of their guys are seniors right now. Randolph Ross is going to turn pro next year. So their entire 4x4 is probably going to get wiped out after this season. And so they know if they're going to do a thing, it's got to be now. And so I think that sense of urgency is going to get them to perform better than they should because they're seated like 7th. But I think they're going to have the opportunity to perform better than they should. And then third, I got Florida I think that they kind of got robbed in that at SECs. They feel like they got robbed. And so I think they'll take a lot of that energy and trying to correct it. And with that, I think when you try to correct something like that, you might over sprint in that first lap of your 400. And then all of a sudden you're wearing a pair of bricks on your feet in that second lap because you were so busy, you know, trying to out sprint everyone on the first 200.
Yeah, and I think that just goes to show how tight things are on the 4x4. It really sounds like whichever team has the internal motivation will turn into external execution is what it sounds like. Whoever wants it the most is going to win. Yeah, it's really that simple.
For me, I always say whoever has the most to lose is who has the most to gain when it comes to the 4x4. And when it comes
hold on now, man, that's the bar. Hold on now.
Chill out. So that's why I think it's going to come down to which teams are going to have potential to win a team title. All right, cut them an extra half second off their time because people are going to want to win that title. But now let's switch on over to the women's side of things. So we'll start with the 60, just like we did. And who do you have? You said this was kind of a shoo-in for you. Who's going to win the 60?
Oh, Alia Armstrong. Yeah, easy. Coach Benny, man, she going to don't matter who you put in that race. Kimber Nelson, Abby Steiner, Alia Armstrong, she's going to win. I have full confidence in her. Now, it's going to be a close race, but I just think this year in the 60, she's shown the best race model. I mean, she has the kind of talent that goes underappreciated. I don't think she's a household name yet or even as well known in the track sphere as a Kimber Nelson or Abby Steiner, but she's just as good as them, man. She's legit. She is legit.
Yeah, I got her winning also, mainly because she's the most consistent in this field right now. Like she's ran sub 7:16s very consistently. She's been really fast and she won it at SECs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did she? Yeah. So she's got a lot of speed. Obviously, also doing the hurdles, and so I think that's only going to help her, you know, keep that speed going. For second and third, you actually mentioned my next 2 people who I have in second and third. Second,
Same here. All right. So who do you have second? We're gonna say it. 3,
Abby,
2. Oh, Abby. Oh no, Oh no.
You have
Oh,
Kemba.
ooh, yes.
Wow.
Kemba's gonna be motivated. You know, Kemba's a dynamo. Come
I
on
know.
now.
Yeah, I know. She
He's
ran
got
a
that fire.
7:05 last year. I know that. I know that.
So, oh wow, that's surprising to me because Abby, I wouldn't traditionally have a shoe in for a 60. I think the 60, she's just such an athlete where she's great at the 60. But Kemba, this is her event, and we already picked someone to upset her. So her coming in third, wow.
The reason I
That is
have her coming in third, one, we know Abby's got speed right now, and she's got the most confidence in this entire field because she's coming off of an American record. She's on the top of the world. Not many people can beat her right now. And Kemba Nelson has not been running very well this year. I mean, she's been running 7.2s this entire year pretty much until she ran that 1.715. And so I don't think, like, she was sixth at Pac-12s. Like the freshman at Oregon right now is debatably running faster than her. So like I wanted to put her at, 1 or 2, but she just hasn't been running how she traditionally runs. I don't know why that is, but I can't just put her up at second ahead of someone who's proven herself multiple times because of a name. Like I know, like she's got the bigger name, like this is her event, but it's like, man, it's hard to put you much higher when, I mean, you're coming in at the 7th seed. You haven't been running too well this year. That's why I got to have her at 3.
I think you essentially set the stage for why I think she's going to be second. She hasn't been running great all year. And when you're such a high level competitor, she is going to pull something out of herself to challenge Alia Armstrong. Like Kemba Nelson, I have full faith in her to rebound. And like you said, this is going to be a defining moment for her. She was champion last year, champion by a mile. It was Oregon 1-1, her and Mackay. And I think she has too much to lose. Like you said, this is her event. Most to lose, much to gain.
There you go.
Now get the snap going.
Next, then, for the 200. So I've got easy. I think we both, Abby Steiner winning the 200. Okay, let's go on. American record holder, 22:09. Does she go sub 22?
Yes. 21.99, just below.
I bet you she goes 21:03. And it's 22:03.
Oh, 22. You said 21. I was
21. Sorry, 20. I bet you she goes 22:03. That's what I'm thinking.
Okay.
Second, who do you have? This one
Maybe
actually gets
started. I mean, yeah, she's kind of clear of the rest.
Same. Yeah, Anavia battle, same here. 22:39, one Big Ten. She was third at outdoors last year. Good consistency. Yeah, not too much of a debate there. Third, what do you got?
Another blessed and highly favored Philly from LSU.
There we go. We got the same thing.
I mean, the women's 200. I don't think anyone's shaking up that top 3. I think it's even 0.2 in between favor and 4th place. So there's a gap there.
Yeah, it's that I got those same 3. Like, yeah, it drops down. I think the next is Talitha Diggs, who has a 22.73, which is next. So it's like, yeah, it's a pretty big drop down from those top 3. So yeah, I think that's what we're gonna see going on there. 400. So this 400 is essentially just a repeat of the SEC championship. If you ask me, a lot of those same names we're going to be seeing. Actually, the top 5 are all from the SEC, and they all PR'd at the SEC championship. But who do you have bringing home the win for the 400?
Alexis Holmes for sure. Kentucky just has great energy around. They have such great sprinters. Alexis Holmes, I think this is her junior year. She's the experienced head. She knows what goes into trying to win a national championship or even be a national championship caliber sprinter. So I think she puts all the pieces together this year, and this is her year in the 400.
Same. Yeah, for all the reasons you just said, I have Alexis winning as well. She's coming off of the SEC win. She's seen all of these women just 2 weeks ago. And so
she has bragging rights.
And she has bragging rights. So coming in with that confidence, coming in with all of that does huge wonders. For me, Next, a little upset here. I got Talitha Diggs of Florida.
Oh man, you stole my thunder. I had her coming in second too.
Yeah. So for me, I mean, she's someone that she could win this thing. Like, even though if you look at the numbers, she's got a 21-50, 20 or 51-25. But if you look at all of her other times, she's got the best 60 in the field, and she's got the best 200 in the field. And she has the best 400-meter overall PR in the field with a 50.74. So she's just not running to her best of her ability yet. But the big thing is yet. And I think she'll be able to get second place here.
Hey, I'm in full agreement. Everything you just said. I think her and Coach Holloway are going to be in the lab, just fine tuning things, giving her rest, unloading in her programming, and she's going to fly, man. She's going to do great.
Oh, and a Philly girl too. So you were talking Houston. We gotta.
Hey, there we go, PA.
There we go. Next, then I got Britton Wilson of Arkansas coming in at third, 50.88. The biggest deterrent for me, while I didn't have her at the second, she has the slowest 200 in the field. She's run a 24:34 for her 200. So having that, your foot speed might not be quite there. She's more of like a 400-meter hurdler from what her events kind of are. So I've got her coming in, even though she has a really good season's best right now. I think she's going to be rounding out the bronze spot.
I actually have her coming in fourth because I have Cherokee Young actually snatching the bronze medal. I think Coach Milton is such an elite coach. He's just going to find a way to get Cherokee to get on the podium. I don't think Cherokee has a chance at first or second, but I think she's going to outperform what a lot of people think she can do.
Yeah, I wanted to put her. I was debating between Britton and Cherokee.
Same.
And the reason that I put Britton high in that third spot is because she does have a better season's best, even though I think Cherokee has the ability to definitely run a little faster. That's why I had her there. 600-meter hurdles. So I've got the first and only double of the weekend that I think, with Alia Armstrong winning it, 781. She's going to be upset that she's coming off of a DQ at SEC. So I think the fact that she wasn't able to compete this previous weekend in the 60-meter hurdles is going to definitely ring true in her ear. And so that's why I've got her winning the 60-meter hurdles there.
Same. I think, like we've been saying all podcasts, she's different gravy. People don't put her in the same conversation as Abby Steiner, but just like Abby dominates the 2 and is elite in the 60, Alia Armstrong, elite in the 60 and the hurdles. So I think this is her event to lose, and she's going to cement herself as one of the greats we've seen come through collegiate track. Definitely.
Yeah. Next for me, I've got fellow SEC competitor Grace Stark. She's going to be the other person trying to compete in that 60-meter and 60-meter hurdles double. I think she's going to fall just a little bit short. She's definitely very clean over the hurdles, but I'm going with Grace of Florida coming in second there.
I got to go with Paula for this one. I mean, North Carolina A&T, they're on a mission. I think she's going to be inspired by what the men are going to try and achieve, and she's going to get her best result. I think she can push Alia Armstrong to reach even greater heights, but I think, like we've been saying, Alia, she's different gravy, man. What else can I say? But I definitely have Paula coming in second.
There you go. And for me, third place, I got kind of a dark horse. Not a lot of people talk about her. I'm going Masai Russell of Kentucky.
Nate, you stole my thunder again. I was this is her last year running, and it's really been a joy to see her and all her success and growth online, just as a social media content creator. And she's an elite athlete as well. And so I think stole my thunder. I was going to say, man, she's going to sneak in there for bronze.
Yeah, I think this is her time. She's paid her dues. She's done what she's had to. She's put in the work. You're training with Abby Steiner probably a lot when it comes to the sprints. We see them embrace each other often. I think she'll be able to pull together the race of a lifetime here and be able to get bronze.
Couldn't agree more. I think all the cards are on the table for her. If she plays them right and everything falls the way I think it can, she's in a spot to snag the podium.
There you go. Then let's close it out here. So finishing it up, we've got the women's 4x4. Who do you have winning this?
Arkansas.
Okay, same.
It's not even close. Arkansas.
Yeah, they're on another level, and they're going to be riding that high from SECs. They beat Florida, who was supposed to, potentially break national records right now in the points. And I bet you Arkansas is thinking, not on my watch. Like,
oh, absolutely not. They're like NCAA championships. That's what we do. Like they've had 47 championships. They are, I guess, NCAA championship U. That's what they do, man.
They won NCAAs indoors last year, right? And they didn't have a single person actually win a national championship.
Exactly. Their roster construction is second to none. Yeah. They might not win every single event, but they're going to have someone in every single event, and that's why they're champions.
Exactly. For me, second, like I said, I've been saying this whole podcast, I think the fact that you have the most on the line is what's going to propel them forward. They should not be in this spot, but I got Florida coming in second because I think that this 400 or this team championship is going to come down to the 4x4. And I think that Florida will need to run a crazy time in order to hold on because Arkansas is going to overperform. They're going to have people in finals that they probably shouldn't have. And so then Florida is going to be like, oh, crap. I've got Arkansas. I got Arkansas right on my back. We got to run 2 seconds faster than we're supposed to run. And so I think that they'll put together a race of their lifetime. Hopefully the biggest if is they got Anna Hall on there, who's going to be running, the heptathlon or the pentathlon, but she's not competing in the high jump like she normally would do as well. So I think that she's saving that. So she'll be fresh for the 4x4. Fresh. It's crazy to say that when you do 5 events the day before, but it'll be fresh for her.
As fresh as she can be.
Exactly. As fresh as she can be. So I got them coming in second, even though they have no business being that fast. I think they need to, and so they will.
I have Kentucky coming in second. I think they have such great sprint talent and such great hurdling. They're just going to go out there, have fun, let it rip. And you put Abby Steiner on the 4x4, man, you never know what can happen. So I think Kentucky is a dark horse. I think they perform, out of their minds because they have nothing to gain from winning the 4x4, They're just going to go out there, run free, nothing on their minds, and do great. And I actually have Florida coming in third. I think this will play heavy, like you said, into who ends up winning the indoor championship. So I think Florida's just going to come up a little bit short, and Arkansas is going to take it.
Yeah, I mean, there we go. I got Kentucky 3 for something that I have, and just all of these relays is like, who's your X factor athlete? Like, who is the best person on your relay? Like for me in the DMR for the men, like. You got Yair Naguse. He's going to be he's an X factor there. On the 4x4 for the men, Randolph Ross. And the 4x4 for the women, Abby Steiner. Like, you just have that person that can go out there and get you one. It's like when you have that superstar on your team, whether that's a Kobe Bryant, a Michael Jordan, whatever it is. It's like, just go out there and get me something. Like just do it. And I think that
no matter what the score is, they're just going to say, hey, we need 25. I'm going to get you 30. Mm-hmm. That's the kind of athletes we're dealing with.
Exactly. It's another level where it's just like, you're the best on the track. Just go out there and be the best. And I think that when you have that X factor on your team, that's what's going to propel you to hopefully, get a bronze there. So we've got same 3. It's just flipped around a little bit.
Definitely. Hey, Y'all hold us to this. Hold our feet to the fire with these picks. We'll have to set a little friendly wager for one of these races. I'll put 20 down on the table.
Let's do it. Let's talk about. Let's go with.
Let's go with the men's 200.
Men's 200. So, do you want to do?
You know what?
I was gonna say Boling on the field. You get Matthew Boling. If Matthew Boling wins, I'll give you $20. If Lance Lang wins, then I'll give you $20, and then you give me $20. And if neither of those two win, it's a push.
Okay.
All right.
That's a bet. Matthew, you know what to do, man. Hold it down for the Matthews. Come on now.
Come on, Lance. Let's go. We need
You feeling fine after your little SEC championship, even though you got my boy Miles up there with you, so I know you're a goon, but Nah, Bowling wants this, man. So,
There we go.
Hey,
Well,
always a great time, Colin. I appreciate you, man.
perfect. Awesome having you, Matt. Love bringing you on the show. Next, we're going to be hopping into the jumps segment. So you can tune in there, hear everything that's going on with the jumps. Hope that you enjoyed hearing about the sprints. Have a good one. We'll see y'all soon. Peace.